G'day everyone and welcome back to Apaya Puzzles. This is Future Jordan with a quick introduction to this video. I recorded myself solving this earlier. I didn't do the rule description, so I'll do that now. And just also an acknowledgement that about halfway through the video I make a blunder and proceed for quite a while before realizing it, then backtrack and proceed to fumble a couple of times before I finally correct my mis-scanning. So I hope you'll stick with me. This is a really awesome puzzle, one of the best puzzles I've done ever. Yeah, just a really, and very approachable. This was 3 out of 5 stars for difficulty on Logic Masters Germany, which is hard to say exactly how hard that will be. And normally I would rank things harder than what the average is on the site, because I'm not as strong a solver as some. But I would personally have rated this one probably 2 or at most 3. It's definitely pretty approachable once you realize what you need to do, and that's not too difficult to realize as well. So by the famous GDC, very popular solver, setter rather, extreme ziplining. And so I'll explain the rules that we've got here. It's a slightly unusual looking grid. We have this 9x9 grid in the middle, and that is a standard Sudoku grid. So we need to place the digits 1 to 9 in every row, every column, and every box. Ignore the outside, that's for another purpose. So we have these X sums rules. Digits outside the grid indicate the sum of the first n digits, where n is the first digit seen from that clue. So what does that mean? That means that if this was a 2, for example, if this was a 2, then this number here, let's say it was an 8, is the sum of the first 2 digits here. So that would have to be a 6. If this was a 3, then 8 would be the sum of the first 3 digits. So this might be something like 314. So that is how that works. And just to note, a 1 here means that the first 1 digit sums to 1, so that's just a 1. So that's the X sums. And then the only other thing are these purple zipper lines. So digits an equal distance from the center of a lavender zipper line sum to the digits in the middle of that line. So what that's saying, this long purple line here, this digit plus the other end of the line is equal to that circle digit. Excuse me. The next one along plus that one, now I'm going to sneeze, well that's me, this digit plus this digit is equal to that. So as you go along, the digits opposite each other on the line sum to the one at the middle of the line. That's all there is to it. If you're brand new to the variant Sudoku, then it's certainly not going to be easy, but if you have a think about it, for those who want to skip ahead and miss this spoiler, then there'll be chapter markers, but I'll give a slight spoiler for anyone who is new to these things. You might want to consider where you've got a cell outside like this, what impact it has on the cell just inside here. And in particular, given that the number that's in this position has to sum to an opposite number to get to this number. So that's a small spoiler, or just a way to start thinking about the puzzle. And I'll now leave you with previous Jordan solving somewhat smoothly to begin with, and then with some major hiccups, this beautiful puzzle. Okay, so I think the place to start here is with this corner. Now, this is a single digit, unsurprisingly, and these are the sum of that, sum to that digit, so they can't be more than 8. So if you had a 9 in here, then the minimum you could put 1, and then this would have to be a 10. You can't put a 0 because that's supposed to be the sum of these digits. So, and why that's important is that if this is a maximum of 8, then this cell here can't be any more than 3. If it was a 4, the minimum you could put would be 4, 1, 2, 3, which adds to 10, which is too much. So we know this is a 1, 2, or 3, and it's the same for this one. This is a 1, 2, or 3. Now, if that is a 1, it means this is a 1. So the sum of the first 1 digits would just be 1, so that would be a 1, that's fine. Oh, hang on, I've got a phone call. Okay, I am back. Now, I identified this. Now, it seems relevant that if one of these was a 3, it couldn't go 3, 2, 1 because then this would have no value. So the minimum it could be would be 3, 1, 4, which would make 8, but then this would have to be a 1 to make that add up to 9. So if you, that's not going to work. So if you have 3, 1, 4, which is the minimum you could have if this is a 3, that becomes an 8. This becomes a 1, so this can be 9, but now you can't put the 1 in here to correspond with this one. So, and that is symmetrical, so that's a 1, 2 pair. So one of these is a 1, and the other one has a 2 here going to this cell. So these numbers are going to be, oh, yeah, that's interesting. So these sum to this, which is going to be the same sum as these. Is that right? Yeah, so because one of these is a 2, and that sum would go there, and one's a 1, which puts a 1 there, and those two together sum to that. So this and this are the same number. So this can be as high as 6. I might just make them corner pencil marks. I don't know which one's which. Okay. Neither of them are reaching to here, which would have been maybe helpful. I thought I was going to do more actually. So let's consider, well, and this is at least 6. So 1 plus these 2, which would be 2, 3 at a minimum. Well, maybe we've got a similar trick elsewhere. So here, yeah, because what I did just then had nothing to do with this line. It just had to do with the extension like this. Just making sure that's right. Yeah, I think it is. So there's a 1 in there, and these two are a 1 and a 2. Interesting. Which means there's a 1 and a 2 in here by Sudoku, because we've got 1, 2s in the top 2 rows already. This is 6, 7, 8, and 9. These are going to be the inversion of each other. On this cell here is 3, 4, 5, and 6. So if this is a 2 going to there, this will be a 2 going to there. The fact that you can't have 1 and 2 on here means that these are a minimum 3, 4. We've had to sum to these two, or we'll add with these to get that number. Okay, and again, I thought that little realization would be important. Well, well, this number here, that's, oh yeah, this is important. So we've got a 1, 2 pair here. So this can be a minimum of 3, but I think it is 3, because if it was a 4, you'd have the same problem where, well, you couldn't even put 1, 2, 3 because of, oh no, you could, but let's say this was 1, 2, 3. I think that can work. This would be a 10, but because it's part of one of these lines, that and that would have to sum to that, and that doesn't work. So that is a 3 and our first digit, and this sums to these 3 digits. So this cell can't be 1, 2, or 3, so it's at least a 4. So it's a 4 or a 5, and this is a 1 or a 2. If this was a 6, this would add up to more than 9. So this is an 8 or an, oh well, it can't be a 9 because again 9 plus something would be more than 9. So this is an 8, which forces this to be a 4 and a 1. Nice. Now, well, so 8 on the line has to go opposite a 1 because otherwise it would be more than 10, and that gives us a 9 here. This one's not a 9. This brings down, oops, this can't be a 6 anymore because these two add up to 9 and they definitely have a 1 on them. They must be a 1, 8. And that means that the side that has the 1 has a 1, and the side that has an 8 has a 2 plus a digit, which must be a 6. Very smooth. Now, this whole line's adding up to 9, so this can't be 1, 2, 3, or 4, so it's 5 or 7. It can't be 8 because that would make this a 1, which clashes. So 5 would need a 4, which can't be, so it must be 7 with a 2. Can't be a 4 because we've already got, sorry, that's a 7. We've already got a 4 in the column, so we couldn't put one there. Wow, okay, this is great. So what can this be? 1, 2, 3, 4. This is 5, 5 or 6. Can't be 7 because then this would be, sorry, hang on, can't be, well, it can't be 7 because of this, and it can't be an 8 because then this would have to be a 1. So it's 5 or 6 adding to 9. So this is 3 or 4, which I don't think is determined. That 4 means this is not a 4, which means this is either 6 or 8. And so this is either 1, 7 or 1, 5. Am I missing any Sudoku? I don't think so. 3, 5. Oh, what about this cell? That can't be a 9. Actually, I might have considered 9s at the outset because they can never be on a line if they have to sum to a single digit thing. But now that the 9's there, there's no 9 in there, there's no 9 in there, so there must be a 9 there. Again, there can't be a 9 on the line because that would make this more than 10, so there's a 9 in one of those. We're left with 3, 5, and 8. 8's difficult, but maybe not impossible. If you had 8 here and a 1 on the other end, that would make this a 9. I don't think I can immediately eliminate that. So, where do we go next? Well, we could continue along this line, I guess. This is summing with this to add to 9, and it's not 1, 8, 2, 7 because of the 1, 2 here, or 3, 6, so it must be 4, 5. And I don't think we know the order actually, but that means this isn't a 5. And that's the line kind of done. If that was a 4, that would force this. If it was a 3, no, if that's a 4, that's cool. If that's a 4, then that's a 5 by Sudoku. But if that's a 4, then this has to be a 5 by the zipper line, and you'd have 2 5s in the same thing. So that's a 3, that's a 6. That 3 makes this an 8. And now we know there's not an 8 on there. 1, 2, so we need 3 and 7 down here, and that places a 7 by Sudoku up here. The 6 across here places an 8 here, which means we know these are a 1, 7 pair. And we know that this is a 5. Wow, that's beautiful. What a smooth solve this is. So this is a 5, this is a 4 or a 5 by the row, but the 4 is in the box already, so this is a 5 and that's a 4. And the 4 was opposite of 5, well, in the box as well. And we have a 2 and an 8 down here. Make sure my Sudoku is correct. And we have 4, 6, and 9 down here. Can't put a 9 on the line. And well, the 1 here now gives me 2 and 1. And that places the 8 here and the 1 here for the sums. I don't think, oh, we now know that side as well, so that is, wow, that's great. The way that you just get all 3 top lines basically done without really considering anything else is pretty spectacular. Now, where do we move to next? So we know these two sum to this number. So this number is at least a 5. This one goes with this one with this one. Yeah, that's not very helpful. Well, let's do some Sudoku. Oh, 3 gives us a 7 here. Oh, that's, as soon as I say Sudoku, we get some Sudoku. So there's 3 there, there's a 1 there. This doesn't feel like it's going to be that useful, to be honest. So there's a 3 in there, in these ones somewhere. And that's also not very helpful. 2, no, I think I need to think about these, one of these lines. Well, okay, well, I'm forgetting. We've got, because anything on the outside, because it's always part of a line, it can't be more than 8. So these digits next to them can only be as much as, I should have done to the outset, is that these are always 1, 2 pairs, because, oh no, sorry, 1, 2 or 3, but this one can't be a 3 or a 2, so that one is a 1. If it was a 4, you'd have at least 10, placing 10 here and making this break. So this is just a 1, and this one can't be a 1 or a 2, so it must be a 3. And that forces this one up. You've got at least 3 digits, so this is at least 6, 7, or 8. This is combining with this one. So then this is therefore only able to be 7 or 9. So 1 plus 6 or 1 plus 8. These 3 digits add to that. There's definitely a 1 in them, because if there weren't, it would be 3, 2, 4, making 9. So that 1 places a 1 here. I will continue with this idea. And that 1 actually makes this a 1. So this is a 6. Brilliant. That's a 7. So nice. By Sudoku, we have a 1 in there. I might just not bother with these marks down here. They're going to be unnecessary, I think. Now, so this digit here is either a 2 or a 4 to add up to the 6 or the 8. Is that otherwise resolved? Oh yeah, because this 7 here now means this and this add up to 7, so that's a 6, that's a 2. And is that, and this one goes with this one, so that's a 5 to add to 7. So we're left with 4, 6 and 9. This one here, this one goes with that one, so that's a 4. This is a 6, 9. And this is just a 9 now because we placed the 6, so that's a 4. And that's a 6. Beautiful. And that is that line all done. So let's continue around. We know that anything like this must have a 1, 2 or a 3 here. That one can't be a 3, and that one can be anything. And this one here, so this one can't be a 1 or 3, so this is a 2. Now we do know there's a 1 in one of those. If it's there, then that's a 1. If it's there, then that's a 2, and that's a 3. So this is a 1 or a 3. I might just make a note here. We've got 5, 7, 8 and 9's a place. There's no 7 in there, there's no 5 in there. May not be that helpful. Do we have anything else outside? I think that's it. Has Sudoku done anything? Well, there's no 9s on the lines, so there's a 9 in one of those. The 8 in this box. Well, the 8's not there because then this would be 10. So the 8's in one of those 3. Now if it's on the line, it forces this number to be a 9. And it would have to, if it's on the line, it would have to go with a 1 down the other end. Ah, beautiful. If there's an 8 there, then there would have to be a 1 over here, but there's a 1 there already, so there's not an 8 on here. So the 8 and the 9 can only go in there, which is interesting because now we get 4, 5, 6, and 7. There's no 5 there, there's no 6 there, there's no 7 or 4 there. And now we know there's definitely a 7 on this line in one of those 3 positions, which is one of those 3 positions. And 7 therefore can't go with a 1 because none of those can have a 1 in them. So the 7 must go with a 2, which means that the sum is a 9. Wow. This is going better than I expected, to be honest. 3 stars is supposedly not hard, but it can be given the standard of people solving on Logic Masters. So this is either, this also can't be a 9 because it's on the line. In fact, we know it sums to 9 and we know this is a 2, so this one has to be a 7, which makes this a 5, that a 6. I could probably do other stuff here. So we know this is 4, 7, so that goes with 2 and 5 on the other end of the line. So these have to be a 2, 5 pair. This can only be a 5, that's a 2. Outstanding. Such a good puzzle, wow. It's ages since I built a puzzle and I've really struggled to come up with much, and I'm very envious of people's ability to build puzzles of this standard. 1, 2, 3, so 4 and 7 in here. That's probably restricted. This cell here corresponds to 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. This one. Hang on, let's do the rest. We've got 2 and 2, which is 7 and 7. That's a 4 for the 5. And this one is this one, so this has to be a 3. This is the way to do this. Got a 1, 2 pair. And that's an 8 by Sudoku, which I didn't notice before. This is a 3, 6, so its counterpart must also be a 3. Oh, sorry, this one must be. I thought for a second it was this one, and there's already a 3, 6. But this is the counterpart. They have to add up to 9, so that's a 3 and that's a 6. The 3 here means that this must be a 2 and a 1 like that. That's a 3. That's a 5 by Sudoku. That makes this a 1 and this a 1 by X sum logic. This digit pairs with this one, so it has to be 5 or 2, and it can't be 2, so it's 5 with a 4 and a 7. And is that line completely done? I think it is. Oh no, but I've got an 8, 9 over here. And I've got this, is that right? Oh no, outrageous, I made a mistake. I could never have had 8, 9 over there. Maybe I did some incorrect Sudoku. That was already an 8 and that breaks that cell. Oh, this is a disaster. Maybe I was wrong about the 8 not being able to be on the line. I don't think I was. Ah, this is outrageous. I think I need the 8 to be here. And I said that I got down to this 3, 6, 8 and said, well, this one can't, well, I eventually get a 3 here, I think, and that makes this a, so this would have to not be a 3 here. Maybe that was incorrect. So let's say 4, 7, which, and then I resolve the line. Oh no, that's not right. Oh, hang on. Did I put 7 and 4 the wrong way around? I did. That one goes with this one. So that's a 4. I don't see how that's going to change things, but hopefully hopefully it does. It's surprising that that would make the difference. It doesn't seem to have a bearing, but let's see where we go from here. So this is not, well, this is not a 3 by Sudoku. This one I said had to sum with this one to 9, so it couldn't be a 3. So that was, so this is that's interesting. So maybe I made that mistake and another mistake. That's weird, but I think I'm back on track. Sorry, this is 6, this is 8, this is 3, 2, 1, this is 8. In fact, that's 7 and 9, so if I'd resolved it that way around, I probably wouldn't have run into the same problem. But hopefully I'm still on track here. So this digit has to be a 2 or a 5, so it's a 5, making this a 4 and a 7. And we're left only with the 4 here, which should go with the 5 over here. No, there's something wrong. That's not right. 7, 7, 4, 5, 2, 2, 5, 4. 1 should go with 8. Oh, well, one problem, well, it can't be because of this 8, but yeah, no, that it's on the basis of that 8 that I didn't allow an 8 to be here. So I was thinking maybe I thought that 8 couldn't be on the line, but it could be, but it couldn't have been there because of this. Damn, it's a good puzzle, this. And I botched it. Well, I'm determined to try to make this work. So, I mean, I feel like I'd have to go a long way back here. Ooh, okay, I think I see a mistake. Right. I said that the 8 couldn't go here. But that cell marries to this one. I think I thought it married to one of these, which couldn't be a 1, but it could be going to this one, which could be a 1, which is intriguing. And that is going to make that a 3 as well. So well, we knew there was a 9 in one of these, and now there's an 8, which can't be in one of those. So it is in one of these, but it could be on the line. Aha. So that's what we needed to make happen. If this was an 8, then this would be a 1, and this would be a 9. That would also be a 1. So now I've got to try to rejig all my thinking. Where was I up to? And how did I determine that as a 9? I'm not quite sure. I think, yeah, I don't know now. So this cell and this cell will be a pair, this and this. So this one, because this number's at least, what is this? Ah, no. I said that couldn't be an 8 because of this. 2 and 8 would make 10. So that would make this an 8. Make this a 9. So now I think I'm going down the same route. 4, 5, 6, 7. No 5, no 6, no 4 or 7. This feels very much like, unless I did make this mistake with mismatching the cells. But I said there's at least a 7 on one of these. Yeah. I think I said that was those 3 cells, but it's these 3 cells. So it's possible. But this can't be an 8 anyway. So if there's a 7 on this line and this can't be an 8, this is a 9. The 7 will go with a 2. That one could go with a 2. That one couldn't, and that one could. So that's not a 7. There's a 7 in one of these, which goes with a 2, either there or there. That's, I think, progress, because I don't think I had that conclusion before. After everyone's A-back being so smooth, I then go and absolutely mangle it, but I feel like I might be back on track. Now, we need 4, 5 and 7 still in the column, and now I've got the 9 sum, right? So let's use that. 2 must go with 7, that's the correct position. That makes us a 5, that a 6, that a 4, and that a 7. That does feel vaguely like what I did before. However, in fact, it does feel exactly the same. We're in trouble maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's a 3, which means this can be anything. So 7, 2, 7, 7, 2, 2. 4 goes with 5. 6 goes with 3. Makes that a 1 or a 2. So the 3 here is the sum of these. So this has to be 2 and 1. This has to be 1, and that's it. This therefore is a 1, which makes this an 8. Is this now working? It feels like it might be. We had the 6 with the 3. This 3 also has to go. That's that one. What am I doing here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that one does go with that one. Yes. No, I've got 2 3s in a row here. That's not right. I don't understand. Why do I keep messing this up? 7 goes with a 2. 7 goes with a 2. 4 goes with a 5. 5 goes with a 4. And 6 goes with a 3. That's better. Maybe I mistyped that previous one. So now this has to be summing with this one. It can't be a 5, so it could be, oh, what's happening? It can't be a 4. Sorry, this doesn't have a 5 in it. So 4 would have to go with 5, and 7 would have to go with 2. Okay. And there's a 2 there, so that's a 5. And that's a 4, and that's a 7. Now, get rid of that. And that makes that 8, 7, and 9. So we're kind of doing okay. 3 in the corner. Ah, it doesn't come up. The thread's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight, losing its religion. We could do all of this by our x sums. This has to be an 8, which it can now be. And we need a 6 in the column. I don't have error checking turned on, which might have been helpful. I don't know if I'd had any obvious clashes actually. It might have been just clashes that wouldn't have shown up with the error checking. So we need 3 and 6 across here. That's 6 and 3. So I think we're coming down to a Sudoku problem because we are because we've used all the lines. So this is 7, 8, and 9. No 9, no 7. This is 7, 8, and 9. That's a 9, which makes that a 9. And this is a 7, 8. I think I've used all the sums as well. Yeah. Have I? I'm pretty sure I have. So it will just be Sudoku. So we need 3 and 4 along here, which amazingly I don't think is placed. 3, 4, and 8. So no 3, no 4. The old chocolate teapot. 6 and 9, which we can place over here. 3, 8, and 5. So this is an 8, 3, 5, 2, 8, 7, 8, 7. That's a 4 in the column, a 3, and the row, and in the box, and everything. This is a 6. This is an 8, and this must be a 4. There we go. 38 minutes. I love that puzzle. I apologize for putting you through the agony of my mistaken logic. I think I just kept seeming to miscount the steps along this line. I think this cell outside was throwing me. I was going to just confirm they were correct, but I think it came up saying it was correct, right? So yeah, congrats. How many solves have we had? 60 in 100 days. 100 days? I didn't realize this was posted so long ago. No, that feels like it deserves more. That's a very approachable Sudoku, really. I mean, I'm a little surprised that it has 3 stars. Even me, who normally thinks things are harder than what the average solver does on there, I probably would rate that as a 2, even though it got me a little bit with some mis-scanning. The premise was really, and had I done the thinking at the outset, I would have realized that from this beginning point, I could have gone around and just been placing in these 1, 2, and 3 options on account of the fact that the outsides couldn't be summing to more than 10. But yeah, let's go back to the complete wonderment of the grid. No colouring needed today. We did get a 3 in the corner that unfortunately didn't get its reward, so I wonder if this will do it. There it is. That's what we deserve. Yeah, lovely stuff. Another GDC puzzle. So I did one the other day, a chess-based one, and this one now, another beautiful puzzle. Thank you so much to GDC, and thank you for sticking around and watching this. And oh, and actually, it didn't take me 38 minutes because the video is only 33 minutes. So maybe I had the page loaded a while before I got started. So yeah, good time for me, and as in a good number of minutes, and a beautiful puzzle. Thanks again, everyone. I'll see you again soon for another puzzle.